Welcome to your November check-in, free game. Yo, we're doing 5 shit, bro. We're doing 5 shit where we're allowing structures to break because other people try to put us in a box, other people try to put us in a structure, other people may have even tried to put us in a tower and lock us away, and that shit was not built right. That shit is crumbling, right? And so we're dealing with a little bit of aftermath, as well as recognizing like, yo, I haven't felt free for a while. This is cause and effect. This is what happens when someone tries to box me in. This is what happens when I don't allow my true nature to shine, and I let myself slip into addictions. I let myself slip into repetitiveness and patterns. It's something that runs contrary to the 5. And so the Justice card is kind of like, hey man, serves you right. Tower card is like, you really thought that this was going to continue building upward? Like that's not how this is going. And it's kind of like, you know better, but this is a huge lesson for you across the board. So what I love about this row at the top, the Justice Tower and the 6 of Cups, is that it all adds up to 33, that master teacher number. This is a master lesson for you right now. This is something that is applicable to your, really like the entirety of your life. And what's interesting about it is like, it's really about the ways in which we expect masculine energy to show up. There's a feminine quality to 5 in the sense that it seeks out the change, it seeks out the shift, the experience, the chaos. And the masculine quality of being like set and in place and patterned is not something that always resonates with us as 5s. I'm not a 5, but you get what I'm saying. And so when we're dealing with like the shadow work that the Justice card brings up and says like, yo, I'm actually being forced to confront this balancing of my personhood, the Tower shows up and is like, yeah, no, we gotta fix this now, like immediately, and get back to something that feels a little bit more familiar, something that feels more safe, which is for other people counterintuitive, but for you, that safety is in exploring, that safety is in being out in the world, and really getting after your lust for life. The problem becomes that due to this addiction that's kind of like reigning over all of this, 6 energy says harmony, so it could be the addiction of like a particular type of relationship or a type of connection, where we go like, oh, what am I going to do without this person? The anxiety shows up, the insomnia shows up, we're having trouble sleeping, we're having a lot of nightmares or maybe like feelings of hopelessness, because we are trying to juggle 2 priorities at once. We're trying to create 2 realities at once. I want to make my free reality and do all this other stuff over here, but I also want to create my structured reality that I can come back to. And this part is not your job. It doesn't mean that it's not for you. It just means that it's not your job. This is not for you to focus on. You should be focusing on this part, because you won't show up here in the proper ways while you're still trying to be the wanderlusty 5, right? And so the Chariot shows up and it's like, yo, your willpower, you're gonna be banging your head against the wall of that structure forever, unless there's a door, a window, a sunroof, a way out, but that hasn't been built yet, and that's not your job. So in the meantime, you gotta go. And through that, it actually provides space for you to show up in the ways that are needed. The Queen of Pentacles shows up talking about nurturing and provision. Whether that's provision for yourself, because again, we're not waiting for the structure to get built, because it's not that the 5 isn't capable of coming up with structures, it's just I don't want to be inside them. I don't want to be stifled by them. The King of Cups shows up and says like, emotional balance is required because you are at conflict with yourself. You haven't been able to show up in your true nature. That Aquarius that says like, yo, yeah, I feel a way about it, but I have clarity on what the value is. That card, King of Cups, is a heavy Aquarius card, heavy Pisces card too. And both of these things require us to be very settled in our emotions in order to make clear decisions. The water has to calm down. And we are sloshing right now. If you look at the 2 of Coins talking about the imbalance in priorities, there's waves crashing all throughout that backside, and the guy on the 2 of Pentacles is actively trying to keep balance. He's actively trying to remain on his 2 feet and having to like can't really sit with it, right? It's like, I'm sorry. But what's really dope about what I'm seeing here is like the fuzziness that we're experiencing, and the kind of like, yo, but it feels like this is so right, or it feels like this is how it's supposed to be. All of that is based on these ideas of lack, and you not showing up 100%, you not showing up as you truly are, but rather as you're maybe expected or desired to. So again, between the willpower card of the Chariot and the Ace of Swords, the Magician falls, saying like all the pieces are there for what you need right now. Everything that you need right now to construct the reality that you want is present. It may not be where you think it's supposed to be in order to get to that result, but it is all here. Worry about yourself. You don't really need to be spending time being concerned about other perceptions, whether or not like you're doing the right thing, whether or not this is the right move for you. You know what those things are, and if you don't, you know that you need to be the one going to find out. It's not going to be what someone else is able to tell you that brings you to a point of peace about it. And so that hermit energy is really being called out of you, where if you don't know, you want to lean into it and find out, and if you do know, act like you know and make it happen. Six of Swords is right underneath that, saying transition. We gotta move, bro. There's a boat and a body of water that we gotta get across. So it may have felt like solid ground, it may have felt like solid land, and maybe it had been a while since we had felt that, but it's time to get back on the trail and trailblaze. And who knows where that trail leads you. But this little clearing, this little campsite, that's not where you were supposed to be. So best of luck to you, 5, on your journey. I'm really excited to see where you end up, but it's not supposed to be here. So stay looking up. The stars will guide you. And if not, you can always get in touch with me. I'm pretty good at that.